This is Disagree to Disagree. Brad Collins here for you. And talk a few things, not a lot, but Hall of Fame baseball just announced 2018. You got the Super Bowl coming up next week. You got the Pro Bowl coming up just in a couple days. Also, Jason Kidd firing. It's crazy. But we're going to get to a couple things tonight. And I'm going to start off with, hey, you can follow us at facebook.com/disagree to disagree. And we're now on Twitter at DisagreePod. Disagree Pod. Yeah, we're on Twitter now. I'm trying to get to the Twitterverse. So let's get it started with, everybody's hated topic of the New England Patriots. And I haven't figured it out. I have figured it out, why people hate Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I know why. Because they win. But if it was your team, you wouldn't hate them. That's the thing that kills me. And I've talked this over with people. If it was your team, you wouldn't hate them. It'll be great. But no. Since it's not your favorite team, they cheat. They lie. They do everything wrong. But they still win. The refs are on their team. Okay. They're not the least penalized team every year. They're not the team that has the most missed penalties every year. Look it up. They're not. I can't deal with that. I'm not a Patriots hater. I'm not a Tom Brady hater. I think he's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Is Bill Belichick one of the greatest coaches of all time? You're stupid to say no. Just look at stats and look at the numbers. And yes, they've got caught doing things. And you want to know why they've got caught doing things? Because they're up on a pedestal. They are. They're up on a pedestal. The Patriots are up here. And every team wants to try to get them and knock them down from the pedestal. So what do they got to do? They got to find what they're doing wrong. So if they're deflating footballs, they're spying on practices or whatever they were doing, people are going to look hard to find something wrong with the Patriots. And they have. But I'll tell you what, if another team was up on the pedestal, be it the Packers, be it the Bears, be it the Vikings, I don't care, the Browns, even if the Browns were on top, and they had gone to 7 straight AFC championship games, the 8 Super Bowl appearances since 2001, you don't think any other team's trying to knock the Browns off? Come on. You can't hate a team for winning. You cannot. It's not their fault. If your team's winning, I'm happy. Oh, yeah, my team's the best. But if it's not your team, well, then they cheat. Well, they're not good. I hate them. They're stupid. Nobody wants to see them win. I want to see them win. I love it. It's this history we're seeing right now in our generation. We get to see the Patriots go for another Super Bowl title. 8 appearances since 2001. That's just crazy. Tom Brady possibly going for another Super Bowl MVP. He is the greatest quarterback of all time, and he's just going to keep being that way. And I'm going to tell you, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, are they the best coach quarterback ever? I'm going to say yes. And you can argue with me, and I can't really disagree with your argument, depending on what it is. Bart Starr, Vince Lombardi, that's another great one. Montana, Bill Walsh, okay, yeah. There's a few that you can argue that are better. And it's a hard argument, but just these two together, Brady and Belichick, in my opinion, they are the greatest coach-quarterback combo ever. Now, move on to the Super Bowl. It's going to be in Minneapolis. Love Minneapolis, great area. Lived up there for a year and a half, and it is great. I love it up there. I got a lot of friends that still live in the area up there, and how sweet. Oh, bring it home, bring it home. I was anti-Vikings to the Super Bowl. Just because I want to be, and I can be. I don't hate the Vikings. I don't hate any team. I really don't. I don't hate any teams. I hate certain fan bases. Philadelphia is one of them. I'm not even going to get into that. But I'll tell you why it's better that Minnesota is not in the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Money. Do you want to know why? Money. Because everybody is going to make more money that the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl at home. Hotels, restaurants, tourist attractions, all that stuff is going to make more money since the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Oh, you're stupid for thinking that. It'd be so cool to have a team play at home in the Super Bowl. No, it wouldn't. Why would it? Who does that benefit? It benefits your team, and that's it. The NFL benefits more. Your hometown, you should be happy that the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl this year because Minneapolis and the Twin Cities area is going to make so much more money because the Vikings aren't in the Super Bowl. I don't know. I'll turn my face purple and blue from choking, right? I mean, really, 38-7. Yeah, it was an impressive win by the Eagles. And the number one defense, the number one defense in the NFL got shattered. I mean, it wasn't a competitive game at all. The Eagles showed that they're the better team, and they should be in the Super Bowl. That's why they're number one seed and had the home field advantage in the playoffs. It's simple. It's easy to figure out. Philadelphia was the better team. Vikings fans, you got to get over it and go back to hating the Patriots, right? Because that's what everybody does. They're just going to go hate the Patriots. There's Patriots fans, and then there's nobody. And then there's anti-Patriots fans. There's barely anybody in the middle, but I'm in the middle. I could care less if they win or lose. I mean, yeah, cool. They win, and I get to see history made. If they lose, okay, whatever. I mean, they lost. Okay. Well, it was announced that Chipper Jones, Vladimir Guerrero, Jim Thome, and Trevor Hoffman have been announced as the Baseball Hall of Fame class for 2018. Chipper Jones, Jim Thome were both first ballot selections, while this was Guerrero's second year on the ballot and Trevor Hoffman's third. Let's start with stats for you on those guys, and some of these are pretty impressive. Jim Thome was a 5-time All-Star and a 1-time Silver Slugger winner. He had 2,328 hits in his career. 451 of those were doubles. 26 of them were triples. He had 612 home runs in his career. 52 in 2002. RBI, 1,699. He had 131 in 2003. Walks was 1,747. Strikeouts, this one's a pretty big one, 2,548. Jim Thome was one of those known for the strikeouts. You know, he had a lot of years where he led the American League in strikeouts. And if you're not a pitcher, that's not a good thing. But now, I mean, you look at his numbers, and they were mid-100s. But now you have people over 200 strikeouts, and it's nothing. Because it's strikeout a home run. That's all it is anymore. Nobody worries about average, RBI, anything like that. Strikeout home run. That's all they care about. And whatever. I guess it works for some people. Career batting average 276, but career on base percentage 402. That's very impressive on base percentage. Well, Chipper Jones. That's right, the lifer in Atlanta. 8-time All-Star, 1995 World Series champ, 2-time Silver Slugger, 2008 NL batting champ, and the 1999 NL MVP. In his career, he had 2,726 hits, 549 doubles, 38 triples, home runs, 468. He had 45 home runs in 1999. RBI, 1,623. He had 1,512 walks, struck out 1,409 times. Batting average was 303 career, but in 2008, he batted 364. Wow, that's impressive. Oh, yeah, that's why he was the 2008 batting champ with a 364. And on-base percentage was 401. Trevor Hoffman, 7-time All-Star, 2-time Relief Man of the Year, 61-75 record, 2.87 ERA, but of course we all know what he was known for. That's right, 601 saves, including 53 in 1998. And my boy, Vladimir Guerrero, I absolutely loved watching Vladimir Guerrero growing up. There wasn't a pitch he wasn't going to hit, and there wasn't a pitch he wasn't going to swing at. And that's why I love Vladimir Guerrero. 2,590 hits in his career. He had over 200 hits in 1998, 2002, 2004, 2006. 477 doubles, 46 triples. The home runs, he had 449. He had 44 of those in the year 2000. 1,496 RBI, 737 walks. His walks are very low because when he was going to at bat, he was up there to swing. He was up there to hit. He was aggressive. I loved it. He wasn't up there to hit home runs every at bat either, but he was up there to get a hit. He only struck out 985 times. That's impressive as well. Career batting average 318. 13. He batted .345 in the year 2000. His on-base percentage was .379, of course, which wasn't hugely great because he was up there, he was swinging. And he'd get out a lot, but he'd also get on a lot. 9-time All-Star, 8-time Silver Slugger, and the 2004 MVP, Vladimir Guerrero. And this stood out to me. So he was the intentional walks leader in 2000, 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008. So he was intentionally walked in those years more than anyone. Wow. And it wasn't because of his home run threat. It was because he was such a good hitter, and he could turn a single into a double and just in triples and all that. So it was interesting. Let's go ahead and talk about Jason Kidd getting fired. So now, I was a fan of Jason Kidd. His record was okay. They've made the playoffs past couple years, and Giannis is honestly heartbroken about it. He was a big Jason Kidd fan, and it's really tough to lose him. But you look at this Bucks team this year. Everybody keeps calling them young. Well, they are, and I get that, but they're not young in NBA standards, as they've been in the NBA for a few years and enough where I think they should be able to win a game and put games together. Like, they can play the Cavaliers, they can beat the Cavaliers, and the next night they can go play the Indiana Pacers and lose. Why? That makes no sense to me. And what do? You got to blame someone, and they blame Jason Kidd. So, Jason Kidd was fired. A couple other assistant coaches were fired as well. So, we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'm a Bucks fan. I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Cubs fan, but I'm a Bucks fan as well. And when it comes to hockey, I'm a Minnesota Wild fan. It's how I am. And I like to, variety. We can also talk about the Wisconsin Badgers and how I feel in basketball. Their season's over. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to make the NIT. And being a Badger fan, you're so used to, hey, we're going to finish in the top 4 in the Big Ten. We're going to, finish, maybe win the Big Ten tournament. We're going to make it to the Elite 8 in the big tournament. Yeah, that's not going to happen this year. And no fault to Greg Gard, in my opinion, at this point. You've had a few injuries, Kobe King, Demetric Trice, but Demetric Trice, I'm not a big fan of him. Brad Davison is a stud point guard, and I love him. Ethan Happ, you go pro is an absolutely huge mistake in your career because I'm no person to talk about this. I don't think he's got an NBA career ahead of him. He doesn't have a jump shot. He's 6'11", doesn't have a jump shot, 6'10", 6'11", whatever he is. He doesn't have a jump shot. He's not very strong. He's dominant at a college level. But I just feel he can't stretch you. Frank Kaminsky was so dominant, and he's going to have a great career in the NBA, which he's already making an impact for the Hornets, because he can shoot three-pointers, and you can draw that 7-footer out of the lane, clear the lane for the rest of your teammates. So, Ethan Happ, please stay your senior year. Things will be better next year. I think the Badgers are going to be better next year. Well, I hope they are. Otherwise, Greg Gard could be on the hot seat. And I don't want to see that because I like Greg Gard. He's a nice guy, and I do think he's a good coach. He's a great recruiter, and people say that. And he is a great recruiter, but it's hard to recruit as a head coach because that's usually what your assistant coaches are. They're your main recruiters, and yeah, so we'll see what happens. I wish the best for the Badgers, and I just don't think this year is a good year, and I don't think it's a tournament year at all, unless they somehow luck out and win the Big Ten tournament, really. Once again, brought to you by OneUp USA, oneup-usa.com. Check us out, facebook.com, disagree to disagree, Twitter @disagreepod. Check us out there. Hey, coming up in the future, we're going to have a few things to talk about. Now, what I want to do is I want to break down what position each NFL team needs coming up to the draft and free agency and all that. I want to talk about that. Maybe have a few guests on about that. Maybe D-Fish join me. And also, I want to talk high school wrestling regionals. I'm a big fan of wrestling. And I think wrestling is such a great sport. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to some coaches. And I already have a couple confirmed that do a couple interviews and talk about regionals coming up and what they expect out of their team, what they expect out of their regional, and just delve into that and talk a little bit about that. I think that's entertaining, and we'll put a little local aspect on it here in the tri-state area of Southwest Wisconsin, and where wrestling is kind of king. And I kind of want to ask a few coaches how they feel about the regionals. I don't know if you follow wrestling, you'll understand. Lancaster is hosting the regional this year for Division III in this area. And it's kind of a joke. As of right now, there's 28 ranked wrestlers at that regional. 2 teams that are ranked in the top 10. And only one team can leave that regional as a regional champ and go to team sectionals. And only 2 wrestlers from each weight class can move out of sectionals. It's not fair. The WIAA has got to step up and make an improvement. It's embarrassing. It really is. It's embarrassing when you put a product at the state tournament that is so lopsided for some of these sectional winners because you're not having the best wrestlers make it to state because they're getting beat at regionals. A little ridiculous in my opinion. This is Disagree to Disagree. Brad Collins here. Hope you guys, I enjoy talking to you, and we'll keep it going. But, we'll end it here tonight.